Hey guys, I just want to do a little video. It's kind of inspired by Kaylin Turner. She, the Turner's Journey, if you already aren't subscribed, which I'm sure everyone is. Anyways, I'm friends with her on Facebook, and she was talking about her baby names. She got her girl baby name picked out. And I wanted to put it out there because me and my husband we've had our boy names picked out for a while now. One of them for like 3 years, like as long as we've, pretty much almost as long as we've been together. But we cannot find a girl name we like. And I have some pretty high, I'm pretty picky when it comes to it, so that's why I'll talk to you about that in a second. First thing I want to do is I want to share my boys' names. And these are names that we've just had, picked out forever. And honestly, there's even more boys' names that we like that if I had like 5 boys, I'd be covered. But anyways, my husband, whose name is John, in his family, it's tradition for all the men, the firstborn men, to be named John. Now, it's not a junior thing because they all have different middle names. And a lot of like the men in his family, like cousins, things like that also are named John, go by their middle name. So obviously our firstborn boy, his first name would be John, and the middle name that we selected, which we would also just call him by his middle name, is Declan. We first heard it watching Leap Year. We went to the movies whenever that came out, and I don't even remember what our middle name was picked out at the time. No. Anyway, so we heard Declan, and instantly, like right after, and my husband's Irish, and this guy, in the movie, he was Irish, and his name was Declan. Declan is a very Irish name. So anyways, as soon as we got out of the movie theater, me and my husband were like, we love that name, Declan. So I don't know, we're just talking about it, and like after a couple weeks, we just knew like that was gonna be. And at first we were thinking like a whole nother name, like to replace our second boy name, but then we were like, no, we love our second boy name too much. So then we talked about putting it as the middle name and then calling the first boy name Declan. We like this name because we just feel like it's really strong. The meaning of Declan, it's a Gaelic, obviously Gaelic, or Irish. The meaning is full of goodness. And John, I believe, is God's gift. So God's gift full of goodness. I like that. Second boy's name, let me pull the meaning because I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I do remember this. Second boy's name is Jude. I've always loved the name Jude. He loves the name Jude. Oh, see this now. Okay. This website says the meaning is praise and thanks. But I've also heard it as the meaning being warrior for God. God's warrior. Something like that. Either way, I like both of the names. Jude, where do we get Jude from? Well, I just like the way, I've always just liked the way it sounds. Love Jude Law. Like, not gonna lie, I love him. The song Hey Jude by the Beatles. Just Jude, always, we've just always liked that name. Middle name for Jude would be Joseph, probably. Most likely. That's after his father. Just because it's kind of this, since we're not going to be actually calling our first son John, his name will be John, but we won't be calling him John. I feel like we both talked about, like, just out of respect to do that. Another possible was Jude Russell. It's after my grandfather. He's actually a step-grandfather, but he's like my grandfather, and I love him so much. He recently passed. Yeah, so those are our boy names. You know, there's lots of other names that we like, too. Like, if we ended up with more, we love the name Lucas or Luke. We love the name Samuel, but those, you know, Declan and Jude are the big ones. Now, girls. We can't figure out one thing we like. Specifications. They can't be in the top 100. I don't want my child to be, you know, one of 3 in the classroom. Names we've liked. We like the way that, you know, we like the name Emma, but it's way too popular. What else have we liked in the past? We liked Sadie, but that started to gain popularity. And there's a song about a woman named Sadie, and she, like, killed people. So, yeah, we're like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're just honestly, okay, now here's another specification. It needs to have some depth to it, but not so, like, not pretentious at all. Like I said, depth, but I don't want it to sound like we're trying too hard. You know, preferably classic, but like a classic name is what's popular right now, so it can't be a name that's in the top 100. Has to go well with the last name Casey. Our top pick for the longest time was Audrey. Still love that name. But we don't... My husband brought this up, and I had no problem with it until he said it, and then all of a sudden it became like this tick. I was like, oh yeah, that does sound bad. He didn't like that it says Audrey Casey, like E-E. So yeah, not ending with an E sound. And it has to sound good with Casey. I don't know, I feel like we're so screwed if we end up with a girl. Yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I have no problems. Like, I'm not going to be someone that if someone names their kid Jude in a couple months, I'm going to be mad. You know, so just letting you know, if you like the name Jude and Declan, go for it. Yeah, I would love suggestions because I'm just a loss for words. When it comes to girls, we're like totally screwed. Alright, how many minutes do I have?